Hi, I'm Chuck Fazio, and this is my beautiful wife, Angela. We're the real estate industry's iconic power couple, and we built one of the largest independent real estate brokerages in the entire country.
We've overseen more than 40,000 transactions and $9 billion in production.
If you're a broker owner, or if you're thinking about owning your own brokerage, or maybe even a team leader that wants to get your business to the next level, tune in with us because we're going to share all of our tips, tricks, and secrets that got us to being at the top of our game. Today we're going to be talking about the 6 ways you can mitigate your risk as a brokerage.
And if you like the content of today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell so that you get notified every time you drop a video. So the first way that you can mitigate risk as a brokerage is through a simple thing called a broker newsletter. Now, you might be your only broker, or you may have a team of brokers. In our broker newsletter, we had a mix of contract updates, transactional tips and tricks, education, up-and-coming events, market updates. You're going to learn that every agent is going to learn a little bit differently, and that's one way to do it, broker newsletters.
And you can do it through emails. You don't always have to print them, but hey, if you want to print them out, put them in their mailboxes. Depends how many agents you have. The second way we did it was quarterly. They're like meetings or broker updates. And what we did was, for the quarter before, we watched to see the trends and what was going on in the industry. And then we would have these quarterly meetings. One of the ways to get good attendance to them is do it around a lunch or brunch or breakfast. Get some sponsors to vendors to sponsor it. And that way you'll get a little more attendance. And in those, you talk about the stuff that you see patterns of what's happening in your area. And you can also use that as a mini lesson training for your agents.
Yeah, one of the things that you'll learn is as your broker team goes over all of the transactions, you can actually shorten the learning curve through these meetings by going over scenarios that they may not have ever encountered in their own business. So they're excellent meetings. They were one of our very best meetings. The next thing that you can do is through your broker staff, or you as the broker, the documentation and training that you do through the actual contract review process, through the transactions, is imperative. You should have some kind of a system, whatever system you use, like we used SkySlope, and in there we had all kinds of notes. We used it as not only to keep track of the documents, but to also do little mini lessons sometimes, or bring our attention to things that need to be talked about. We also did it through document files in the email, through Google Drive for things like complaint files, unfortunately lawsuit files. You really have to have your process and procedure down pat when you're going through your different transactions.
The next way is documenting conversations. Conversations with your agents, conversations with other agents, with clients. Make sure you're detailed in all your conversations. One of the ways you could do it, because sometimes maybe on the fly you might have difficulty documenting this stuff, is record all your conversations. Now, some states actually recording is legal by one party and admissible in court, so that's a big deal. I know in the state of Arizona we were allowed to do that, so you could record your conversations for that purpose, or just record them to go back and then do your documentation either on paper or in an email, and then make sure you're recapping with the agent or the other agents the conversations that you've been having.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how miscommunication happens just because you missed that step of recapping in an email. Just the highlighted bullet points of the conversation. It doesn't have to be every conversation, but most certainly really sticky ones or things where the agent was a little lost.
That's a big deal, guys. Big deal.
Documentation. You should teach your agents to do that with their clients
Yes.
as well. That's actually a huge mitigation thing too. Teach your agents to use these same kinds of procedures with their clients. And then the last one we want to go over is, or at least I'm going to go over, is robust education and training. We had the most robust training, not only over our contracts, but we had it in different styles, like workshops, interactive, a whole group, small group. We had one-on-one mentorship programs. We had a robust prospecting schedule, or classes or training for our agents. And we tried to hit every possible point of their business to give them an edge through training and education.
Yeah, and the last one is a broker hotline. We had a broker hotline. Once again, depends how many agents you have. Some of you may not have that many agents at first, and they're just calling you directly. But since we had a large brokerage, we had a one phone number dedicated to agents calling in. And if you have multiple brokers, we rotated the phone. There you'll also do your documentation. And if you have a bigger brokerage or multiple brokers, sometimes we always say if a broker started a conversation with an agent, that broker should continue that conversation if there is a situation that you are documenting.
Yeah, and on that broker hotline, you should teach your agents how to pose questions. Like, start the conversation, I represent the buyer, or I represent the seller, and here's the situation. It will help your brokers get on the same page with your agents more quickly to answer their questions.
So guys, we love helping you. Just keep an eye out, watch all of our videos. Like I said, if you're looking to start a brokerage, maybe you have a brokerage, or you're a team leader looking to possibly get a team going, or to build your team, reach out to us. We love to answer your questions, to help you out. If you hear anything in these videos that we talk about and you want us to elaborate a little more on it, contact us. We love helping you guys out. Have a great day. God bless you guys.